position themselves even further forwards with that 4th spot. Are trying to position themselves for the opportunity to go to the FACEIT Global Summit. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Do you know what time it is? Ladies and gentlemen out there, do you know what time it is as well? Check your clocks. What time is it? No, it's not time to duel. It is time to get into game number 5 here of the PUBG Europe League. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, as it is game number 5 on the way here. It's game 30. After this, we'll be 50% complete. Sims and Demon taking away for the final game of the day.
He's gone even more northern than me now, he's ill.
I don't know, mate. You were
Game
pretty
30,
northern on that one.
take it away.
Take it away, boys.
Not a
take
problem.
it away.
If anyone finds James' sanity in the chat,
I'm
please
waiting for it
press
to go
1
full
and pass it
wrestling.
on.
It's like, it's time! Oh, anyway.
FaZe, excuse me. Hi. Morning, boys.
I mean, the plane path, yeah, no, I did a good drop there with the plane path. I guess they're just going for the vehicles, right? They've done this before. Remember, they went for the vehicles pretty much here, where they're dropping right now. Like, they're straight down, grab the vehicles, go.
The panic station is that NIP drops here when it's not a really good spot for them. So if NIP get the, I mean, they don't necessarily have to go for the vehicles. I suppose they can long drop into Lipo, maybe leave FaZe alone. But this is the only thing that FaZe have to be aware of, is the fact that we get this NIP drop when it's over here.
And where's the Diamonds going? They're going Sosnovka this time around. So really a bunch of adjustments for them. Raise your edge down back over to Primorsk. Just keeping an eye on where everyone's going. But yeah. How did he... He must have caught himself on... There's a tree above there, right? He must have hit the tree and then boop. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, he's up in Stauber. He's on his own up in Stauber. Mikkel's is going to come up and try and get him. Well, it's a long old drive up that hillside, though.
So this is the thing, what I was speaking about. Leave FaZe have the vehicles. Where do they go here? Do they go straight into Lipovka, gear up, and maybe get... this would be a really ballsy play, but it'd be good because they get ahead of the Knights. The Knights can't really loot too much where they are.
Ooh.
Circle's up there as well. I'm already seeing shots on board. I think FaZe have got a really good opportunity here to loot Lipovka, get geared up, and hold NIP at gunpoint. Honestly, I really think they could hold them back if they get their weapons.
Are they going to go Lipo? No, they're just going to keep on south. They've got all 4 vehicles now.
I think they should do it. I think they should loot this up, get the gear, and take the fight to them.
It's looking like they are in Lipo. Miraku's taking shots down at them. And yes, they are indeed pulling up in Lipovka. They're going to continue south. So they're in the circle. Mex is there. Or all of them, and maybe 1 or 2 going to go down south.
Fuzz has gone up north.
Heights is going south. So Fuzz is up north. Up north. Uber and Mexi in Lipo, and that's actually now going to put pressure, obviously, on the Knights, because then IP are trying to buffer out, trying to find themselves a spot. Luckily, MBS kind of saw how it was going to play out, and he's way up in the northern side as well.
VAD's still in the air, by the way, just so you know.
It's just like, I don't know where I'm going now, mate.
What do I do? Where do I go? Send help immediately. G-Core has taken control.
While that was happening, of course, the circle has swung to the north, and actually... It's a pretty far east circle for a northern circle overall. So big chance for a Yasnaya finish, or, you know, what we've seen at the hills of Stauber, which we saw Liquid picking up the win on yesterday. So definitely going to be an interesting circle to see how this one plays out. ENCE did, by the way, get their man back on his feet, so they're back with 4.
Good percentage of water in this circle as well, so that limits the amount of land that's actually going to be in play. Becomes extremely difficult because it limits also how many entry points really are into this circle. I mean, you've only got, all right, you might be missing 30% land, but you've only got about 40% of that circle, which is an entry point. The rest of, if you go further afield up north, all right, you might be laughing. For someone like CrowCrowd, you can go for a huge swing and just be left alone until at least circle 2. No one's going to, unless the circle goes flying up there, no one would really go towards the back end of Stauber. It's always the no man's land, the kind of the dead end of Erangel, to be honest with you. M19 are getting quite preemptive on this one. They're going for that flat top kind of plateaued compound just below Stauber, and they'll get there before ENCE, I think.
Vitality moving already. Look at Natus. He's going to go right past set here. If very early movements.
History repeats itself, Lee, then more than likely we'd probably see Liquid not far behind.
Yeah, okay, so he's swung around, so he's going to be safe going across there. 2 in the vehicle, they're going to head, so they go northern side, so they're angling for one of these compounds, sort of actually probably the hill that M19 are in early, so they're not going to be expecting M19 there so quick. with obviously them coming out of Yasnaya quick and early and looking towards the main compound, looking towards the Team Liquid game, really. That's the compound you want, and that's where they won from. And everybody's thinking, yep, we'll have that.
Downside to where FaZe have repositioned to is that they're now going to be on the back foot playing uphill quite literally. They have vehicles, they'll have plenty of gear, but if NIP want to pin them in, they have an opportunity to do so. It looks like Vitality are actually in a fight. Initial frag comes through, that's Monkey with the first knock. I don't think they'll make any advancement on this one as they're not really set up to... I mean, they could breach this and flush them if they wanted to. Shadow's still continuing through a beautiful mine. So 2 down here already from Digital Athletic.
Yeah, so they managed to catch them out. Liquid are on the move. CrowCrowd, by the way, moving very early. Actually, to the point they're going to bump into NIP.
That's rough.
That's going to be beautiful death going down.
Was it beautiful, though?
Well, he's the first man down, so I guess he's got that.
He's got it going for him.
He's got that going for
you at first one, lad. Don't worry about it.
I'm not sure he can take that too so much. But apologies to all of Turkey, by the way. I'm not taking the Michael out your team.
CrowCrowd could be in trouble. You mentioned about slamming into NIP, and there is a wall of players just awaiting the.
Well, the question is how geared are NIP?
I think they'll be all right. It won't be to the standard of what they normally, and again,
be all right on the night.
I think it'll be fine because of how many compounds there are. You can adjust to that. If the Knights are playing, if the Knights kind of played old school PUBG and they went further afield, then it would have caused problems. But they have learned to share, and I think that's the whole story of this game. There's no point in, as we saw from week number 1 with the initial Pachinki drops, learn to share. There's plenty of other places to go loot.
Well, are Liquid going to go for the Northern Yasnaya sort of side that they did last time in this circle? Or will they veer away? I think they just got a couple of shots on M19. It's pretty greedy for M19 to go. I think they're on the top of police station and they're in that compound on Starboard Hills, so it's I mean, why not? It's their circle, right? This is, if ever they're going to win a game, this is the one that it could work out for them. You know, they're still lacking that chicken dinner.
They are, but so are a few other teams.
Well, CrowCrowd and Jokers. I mean, it's amazing that Jokers haven't won one yet because they had some sterling performances.
For a team that's in 8th position, how have you not won a game?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that speaks volumes for the point system that they are making good use of it and racking up the kills. And more importantly,
they're in between Winstrike and FaZe, who both won 2 games apiece. It's crazy, really.
Miramar team.
Yeah.
They're just really good Rangers.
We'll see if it works well for them here. They could do again something in Erangel, see whether they can work out. They're actually coming close to G2. Razor Edge coming way, way, way out the west. Looks like they're going to go all the way up to Georgia Pol and then come in along the north. So it's a long blue rotate for the orange.
Would you expect anything different?
No, not really. Razor Edge always out there, aren't they?
That's what I mean. We're starting to see regular players, which are kind of like we're now. People are going to understand patterns and realize, okay, some people like to play this way, like to play that way, aggressive, passive, slow, fast. I mean, look at Razor Edge and Liquid. It's complete opposite end, polar opposite end. You've got Liquid who's like, okay, 4 minutes, boys, bump, let's go, let's get a position. Or if it's a rough circle, sometimes they go early.
You know, I would like to have seen FaZe in a better spot. They started in Lipovka. I would like to see them more central.
How can you go central, though?
Well, they could have. They were in Lipovka first.
I don't know. That's death's doorway. I mean, you've got to literally run. You've got to run NIP. You've got to run the Knights, and you've got to run the team that's looting your house.
Yeah, but they should have been there before the Knights. They should have been. I guess he's going to be close to them, but I don't know, man.
It's a gauntlet. That is a dungeon gauntlet, and I think that's one of those probably huge stat ways on an IGL making a decision. What they don't realize that TSM's actually going to push him behind them. This could be rough. It's only Michael on his own.
The compound that MBS in basically is the one that, I mean, he's the only man in there, right?
I don't think the central play, I think this is not a bad play. It's always more beneficial to be central, but I think that would have been hella difficult and you would have definitely lost at least one player.
Maybe. Circles slowly closing in. Razor Edge continuing along the edge of Everest, so still a long way to go for them. Red Diamonds coming in just out the blue, up towards from Mill to Power and along the eastern road, so both teams. Navi coming down Kameshki, sort of south of Kameshki now, and looking to just sit on the hills, get themselves a little quick scout of the compound, make sure nobody's there before they go in.
I'm surprised this is still free. I really am.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit
because ENCE obviously
north.
were there, but they've gone further south, and it does swing the way of Yasnaya. So suddenly MBS's compound is looking solid. Now, what do MIP do here? Do they stick with their 3 split positions? Do they try and regroup? because it's going to be risky to try and hold some of those. And look at this. Look at Navi. So Navi have been talking about centering it up, and I think they're going to try and send it somewhere central now.
Look at this. Side-by-side rotations. Liquid up to reposition themselves maybe into something that's more accessible. Get in and out. Oh, are they going to... They've realized what's going on here. They've just seen some players in the window like, nope. It's time to no pawn out of there.
They wanted to...
That's a U-turn and a half.
wanted to peek towards the yellows, but the Jokers... Actually, it's only sent you there. But, oh no, tell a lie. I think Tab's alongside him as well.
Even
to keep him more bay.
Just presence in this game can send an entire unit of 4 away from building.
Yeah, and it's sent them back to apartments, which is not ideal. We'll see. Of course, M19 were the team that had the spot. M19 have regrouped, by the way. All 4 members now on the PlayStation.
What?
They're on the police station.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah.
To kind of touch on what you mentioned about NIP, I think holding the split is good because this gives them, regardless of where this circle goes, this gives them an easy step into the next one, potentially maybe even dominate a mass amount of ground should the circle fixate on them. I think it's a really good foothold.
It's a big spread for them, there's no doubt. Red
and I think
Diamonds,
because of the area that they can look behind them, they can shoot out the windows and really scare people away.
Razor Edge still coming in just on the edge of the blue and thinking, okay, we're going to make this run over the west bridge of Yasnaya.
Don't get that.
It is safe, though.
They'll get the crate as well, won't they?
Yeah, they can just pull up,
late.
get the crate, go to the garage. It's going to be good for them. Vitality actually in a tricky spot. They are still up in the hills of Star, where they kind of gone for the early play up there, and now it's put them in a tricky position.
I don't think you've seen that.
No.
I think it's just skylining. Oh, that's unlucky.
Sucks to be them. Oh, the Knights up in heaven are pretty happy right now. Vitality, they're going, okay, that's actually worked out well for Vitality. They've come in on the lake side of Yasnaya, and they're gonna be able to get into those yellows. Once it does find the crate, so, okay. So, it's all good. It's all good.
Maybe it was all part of the plan.
That was
Call
it.
Out for
Leave the last man to
it's
get
all
it.
part of the plan.
Big spread from Liquid. We'll see whether the Yasnaya play, whether it swings to an urban finish. Wouldn't that be a nice one to hit the halfway point with? Not too sure the players agree with me, but it's entertaining for us.
Positive, negatives. Okay.
The magnets. It's Winstrike and ENCE once again. The Finns find each other as always.
Ooh, Joss, he's getting aggressive on this. Clearly he knows they're in trouble. They'll leave Mikas for now, that's fine. Let him die, just leave him be. Don't commit any other bodies to the grave, to be honest. Oh, you cruel man! Don't do that. That's awful. Could have beat him down at least.
Gaxi down, but Vardy's there. It's the one NIP player that had the backup support. M19 actually taking a lot of shots onto ENCE because they've crept into the north side of Yasnaya as the circle will close in. It's Driffoli. Get away from that car. It's going to go, but he's in the banana suit in the cornfield, so feels like he's blending in at least.
It's as if he knew. Yoink.
Oh, God, okay. That's a shift.
It's always when these circles come in, you just hear some clatter of something in the background of like either a keyboard or a laptop or something just been thrown.
It's a coach launching the laptops.
Why? iPad just goes flying across the room.
I mean, phase 3, 4, and 5, we've had some pretty consistent hardships. It's safe to say, which has been catching some of the teams off guard. But Raise Your Edge, by the way, they're like laughing. It's like we got a crate out the late rotate. We've got a great compound. They probably should just get themselves together.
I think this tells a bigger story of preempting circles, Lee. I mean, we spoke about NIP being so highly spread, and all of a sudden MBS is inside the circle, ready for his teammates.
Where's FaZe going now? Where's they going to go? Oh, God, they're clashing into Yasnaya. Oh, this is horrific. It's going to be, it's carnage. It's
G-Cod.
We're watching NIP, but I'd love to see FaZe smashing into Yasnaya now. They've actually got in the back buildings. How did M19 allow them to drive past?
I think M19 were looking for anyone on the front side, to be honest with you. He's in.
They're good. They're
fine. Now, if you remember, they've been here before, and this did not pay off.
Well, I mean, this could pull away from Yasnaya.
Navi's in there as well. Oh, there's 5 teams inside Yas.
Yeah, Winstrike chose to go around the edge. Vitality, remember, they were coming around the lakes. They've actually managed to get down to that compound. It's a nice compound. Yeah, Razor Edge, they are going to consolidate into that compound. It's a strong compound that Wanted and Fast Rail were in. A couple of Magic and Snug are actually backing away. That's like missed calls, because if Winstrike now crash that hillside and come straight to the back of the compound, they're going to be wishing they had support.
It's like one of those pub games where you're playing and Brendan just comes in and goes, red zone, Yasnaya. Rains a Hail Mary from above. There's a lot of teams in there. And depending on where this next circle goes, no one really has to move at the moment. You won't go for a full-blown urban fight at this point in the game anyway.
Yeah, this fight in Alamo's worked out well for TSM. They've got 2 G2 players down, of course, a battle for position at the top of the table.
I spoke too soon, Lee. ENCE tried to make a move. There is a refrag there, actually. Where's that come from?
Squicket is doing work. Is up against the Finnish powerhouse that is Samti coming around the corner. The Norwegian in there. James will finish him off. And Samti will get back on his feet. But Liquid lost 1. I think ENCE lost 2 maybe. Maybe 3 in there because they lost 1 earlier on as well. TSM coming out on top against G2 as well. G2 first team down.
Wow. That was... I mean, it's the curse, right?
It's the curse.
16 to first.
Yep, 16 to first, easy
Dave
stuff.
will be laughing. It means we've still got the bet on from the video earlier on.
He's doing right, and didn't he have GT and you had ENCE? Or?
No, it was tied up 1 to 1.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll see how it works.
I don't know where the tiebreaker goes. Probably best mustache, in which basically I win. So that's how it is.
Does it count as a mustache when it's a whole thing?
It's ginger. No matter what it is, any kind of colour on my face is good.
I agree to disagree there.
Wow. BM.
Yasnaya, look at this. Everybody's squashed in now because the circle has pulled back into the fields. So the edges, the apartment buildings is where FaZe and M19 are going to move. Of course, there is a lot of room for movement in the apartments. They're pretty huge things. And Team Liquid kind of separated at the moment. Don't forget Navi in there as well. Winstrike's rotates worked out so well for them. They were way up here on the hills of Stauber fighting ENCE, and they've gone all the way around the north of the lakes and managed to find themselves in the hills. Ibby down. FaZe find themselves an apartment, and it's Team Liquid's.
CC also falling to the hammer, unfortunately. DA have got them dead to rights out in the open fields. They are just trying to hunker down behind these hay barrels. I would assume there's 1 person left, maybe 2 Dream for You and Alf players. Further back, I mean, that's good. At least they had the spread, so all 4 of them didn't go down. You mentioned and touched on Winstrike. Large Western shift, and they've got a compound. TSM see the Knights making movement from heaven. That
was naughty. TSM were waiting until they were in the open fields. They let them come out of there and try and get the shots down on them.
You could see what Reels were doing, though. He was going for the off angle with the M24, but he did get caught and they pushed him back. M19 are listening to, Red Diamonds are listening to the battle that's going off between the Knights and TSM. They've moved into a position where they can basically just bounce at them.
Wouldn't it be great to watch it? Yasnaya is beautiful and all, but TSM fighting the Knights is probably what we should be looking at, as Wookie is really on the move. Gustav, well, he's going to get Michael back on his feet, but it's Wookie Bookie that's making the plays as he pushes right up on the back of Reels and Kramer.
I like this play. I mean, it's only a 1-man versus 4, essentially, and you would suspect that he'd die in the engagement, but he's right behind them. If TSM hit them in the front, Wookie can just swing him from behind and be a problem.
They're going for the vehicles. They're trying to get across the road. Red Diamonds are lighting them up. Wookie trying to do what he can. Rory, the last man standing. And TSM have just been blown to oblivion by the Diamonds and the Knights. And that did not go the way they planned as Drayden finishes them off.
Gone.
And TSM are eliminated in 15th.
Completely pincered between 2 teams, and now that Red Diamonds have the information that the Knights were pretty much in close combat engagement with them, they can now sit on the white, let the Knights get themselves back together, and just play for time. They have the hill here. They have, well, let's say they have a hill. It's a minor hill, but it's something, couple of rocks, couple of trees. Knights have literally just got to go to them. The blue will send them flying in and crashing into a wall. Unfortunately, M19 are also seeing them on the off angle just to the north. Oh, the Knights, this is where they die.
Well, look how congested it is. If this pulls out of Yasnaya in a moment, as well as the Knights sit on that roadside, it's going to be a death field. And the Knights going for it. Here we go. Smoke down. They're going across the road. There's the Jokers. There's the Diamonds. They're all taking shots onto them. They want as much as they can. And the Red Diamonds, boy, do they need all the kills they can get right now. Voxic down by the Beast from the east. Best luck getting himself what he can as Reels is that a nade just gone past. Burn, burn, burn. He got himself the heal, but that's not going to be enough. As a doozy, best luck try to find him, and they will.
Yeah, unfortunately from the Knights, they're just going to get melted on this push. There's really nothing else they can do. I'd be surprised. I'd also be rather impressed if somehow they manage to stay alive until the next phase. Kramer's hit the deck and hit the dirt.
Is he going to pull away from Yasnaya? Is he going to pull away? Oh, so
my word. That's
Navi,
brutal.
NIP, Team Liquid, FaZe, ENCE, all inside Yasnaya, all have to pull out.
Imagine if somebody like the Jokers...
You guys have not seen the circle yet, by the way. It's actually gone to the open fields.
It's a hard shift.
Yeah, Dream for You is plumb center right now. Here we go. Now we're in, and this is just going to be carnage.
It's going to be the thick of it,
carnage. There goes the Knights expected in the fields, of course. Miraku catching Samty in the back as NIP push onto the compound of Team Liquid. And now they're going to look to get as many kills as they can. Meanwhile, M19 are making moves on the east. They're trying to get around the backside of the Jokers, but this right here is the battle for Yasnaya, and nobody really is going to come out on top.
1, 2, thank you. Team Liquid eliminated 13th place. Unlucky for some. FaZe have been rather proactive on this one. They're going onto the roof. Meanwhile, Vitality head-to-head versus Rager Reds. Nades up
Nasus.
and over. Look at the bodies. All over the place. The nades go up. The bodies come out. Wait a minute, Molly. He just killed it.
Yeah.
He's took his own teammate out.
Yeah.
And so did Miraku. He took himself out.
Yeah, there's some carnage going on. There's some pretty horrible plays.
What's happening?
Oh, Miraku. No, I literally spoke to him.
Not like this.
He did this yesterday, and I said, you're not going to nade yourself today, are you? Well,
No.
yes, he is. And he goes down. And oh, what a nightmare. NIP fall and FaZe Clan. Well, they still have everyone alive, but it's only going to be a short-lived thing because now they're getting pressured and pushed by the blue, and they're having to run in towards Digital Athletics.
Rustamar is behind them. Last man standing for ENCE. Might be able to claim a few scalps and put a few more points on the board for the Finnish roster. He's inside, he can outrun this one. Meanwhile, you also see Fuzzface, he'll drop down.
Look in the distance,
this
the
battle's
Jokers.
Still going on, though.
M19 and the Jokers are just blazing one of them. It's just why FaZe are allowed to run across this field, because they're so focused on one another. The Jokers, they're not looking behind them because they're focused on M19 ahead of them, and it's allowed FaZe to run across the field somehow.
Vitality's gone, Lee. All of them got battered. Now V came in the back lines and got pincered between two teams. Rage now have to take the CIS team that have rocked up to the party. They heard all this engagement going down. FaZe, Mexi finally gets caught in the field. He's down. FaZe's position has been given up. DA might fall onto them now. Yeah,
Sixmo's going looking for it. Meanwhile, Razor Edge continuing to battle with Na'Vi. You saw already Vitality fall to them. This is all playing out well for someone in the middle called CrowCrowd, who have yet to see themselves a win. They're sitting quite happily. Winstrike as well down to the south. They've so made their massive rotates working out as Cup of Magic tries to go for it, but he's up against so many players. Uber falls. That leaves 80, the last man standing for FaZe Clan, as they get caught out. And Na'Vi, their rotate is also starting to kick them in the teeth as Cup of Magic falls, but they're getting lit up by Winstrike, and the following players of Razor Edge. Snark gets the double.
This reposition has been absolutely fantastic and paid so much. It's worth its weight in gold. FaZe, unfortunately, 1 versus 2 on the line. But look, actually, still now V is still falling. Razor Edge's reposition is fantastic.
80's got Uber back on his feet. This is a massive CIS circle, by the way. All 5 teams in there, but they're all fighting one another as the Diamonds and M19 now continue to clash. Uber gets back on his feet, gets 6 moved down, and says, thank you very much, I'm going to deal with you. The Joker's swinging back around, thinking, hang on a minute, how did we not clear these out? How did they get out of Yasnaya? We don't know. Winstrike moving in the circle. Razor Edge getting caught out. Na'Vi still taking names as Boca Molodoi makes his way to the east.
FaZe, though, out of the frying pan into the fire. They take down one team and move on to the next. The Jokers are directly in front of them. CC now have been caught off guard. They had a really good position all game, and they've sat down and really not done anything apart from play for placement, but they've been spotted in multiple angles. It's not a good place, really, to be honest with you. They have that tiny little deflate apart from that. The sitting ducks.
The Diamonds with his compound are looking strong right now. Winstrike do move in. They're trying to block out what they can with that. They're actually going to try and dash fit. Jolski's going for it. He wants to get up to the ridge line. Not going to work out. That's going to be D-Mash finding both members of FaZe, taking them down in 9th place. It is a day to forget for FaZe Clan.
This is a good play from Winstrike. They're going ahead of the game, pretty much like what RYE did early on in the previous few kills that we've seen. Now Winstrike will fall onto 1, and they can pretty much hold this position, maybe, unless Ira has an eye on them. Hold back Razor Edge, hold back the rest of Na'Vi and even CC.
That's going to work out well for them because Pin's just been taken down. He was the man on the hill for Red Diamonds that was trying to take shots onto Winstrike. It's going to buy Winstrike the time that they need. Tixu and Nuki should be able to get fast rail down. Timmy and Jolski doing what they can. Look at that little tiniest ridgeline. Buys them the protection from the Red Diamonds, and they can deal with what's going on in the field.
This is an IQ 9000 player. They pre-smoked the initial placement, moved up to it. That allowed them to have the entirety of the cover from the Red Diamonds. Now they've pre-smoked again, which will allow the rest of them to group up. We actually might see all of Winstrike get into this circle with all 4 players up.
Yeah, there you go. Tixu's just smoking his path, knows that there's somebody in the fields at the moment. Mertz managing to creep his way in there, and Red Diamonds with now just the 3 alive, Tellarlight 4 alive, because Bestelok has just snuck himself a crate way out south. Keep your eye on the right-hand side. We'll see what he's picked up. He's taking shots on Winstrike right now.
That's such a CIS thing to do. Just move for a crate at this time in the game. That's almost out against the blue, and also gives him the angle now onto Winstrike Gaming. That might cause them problems going into this next circle, because if he has that angle and a big boy gun, he'll cause them so many problems.
He's got himself a vehicle. He's actually going for a flank. Is he really going to flank around the back of Winstrike? Is he really thinking of doing that? No, he's not. He's found himself a line. I'd love to see.
That's all he needed.
Can we see Bestelok's position, please? That's what we want to see.
He's going
because
for the
he's taking shots. He's managed to get Jorski down in the back. The circle has gone onto Winstrike. There's Bestelok just behind the rock. It's a clean angle you can see onto Winstrike's the one and only one they didn't smoke. Now the smoke goes down, so he's going to try and protect what they can as M19 catches the Jokers.
Good use of the smokes, good use of the vehicles that actually build themselves a bit of cover, to be honest, a bit to take out the tires and take out the vehicles that have not already gone down. Dimash, last man standing out in the field. In fact, he's not, excuse me, I'm telling a complete lie. Senna's there, and so is Kemba. I don't know if they can get all 4 back up at this point in the game. It would be dangerous. Nope, bullet comes through, finds his face. Tixu straight across the map, 1 point into the back pocket of Winstrike. Kemba also falling victim there from the off angle. Hello, Senpai sees Senna, and all of a sudden, the 2 CIS teams going into this one looking for a win. Winstrike want to say something different about this. The crossfire here as they have entered it. The Jokers are down. They are dead.
It's not looking good, is it? Winstrike, though, they have to deal with Red Diamonds, because Red Diamonds at the moment, they still have this ridge line.
I think it's just Bestelok on his own. He's literally holding them single-handedly.
Well, you can see from Senpai, he doesn't have an angle, but there, you just see the headshot coming in. That's Bestelok. Bestelok is the only thing they've got to worry about right now. And then everything is open fields. Everything is hay bales.
He's regroup. He's going further. He's going deeper up against them.
No, he's okay. He's going to regroup. Okay, it just comes in on the bike, so.
He opted. Nope, not doing that. No, no, no.
A little too risky. I tell you what, Fastrail's got a nade here. He's right on them. Please have a nade, Fastrail. Please.
Up and over. Meanwhile, Aduzi finds dream for you. Look at all those mini 14s. What a meta it is currently. 10 kill game. Killing spree comes in for RD. Jorski decides to shoot Tixu in the back of the head, which is not good. When Timmy's getting cleaned up by Ira, everything may have just fallen apart there for Winstrike. It's all gone wrong.
Oh,
it's all gone.
word.
4 players picked apart by different angles, including knocking one of their own teammate.
Yeah, Jorski catching him down, but Iro, we know he can do it.
Feels bad, man.
I got a mirror for Fastrail. I would have got involved with that. Hey, it's like, hey, guys, there's 4 players ahead of you just getting wrecked. But I guess he would look at the
He's aware of
play.
it. As soon as he gives himself away, it's like, well, our players will just nail him.
This is a massive game now for Red Diamonds. You know, this is a team that was down the lower half of the table, and they've actually kind of stepped up quite a bit today. But this could be a big point. I mean, it's a 20-point-plus game for them if they take the win, of course. We could see something crazy going off from the fields, but I will be very surprised if they don't win this.
Nothing much any of the teams can do apart from
I mean, the circle has gone to the hillside, so everybody in this field, you know, Razor Edge, CrowCrowd, and Digital Athletics, they all have to get up off their feet, crawl in as much as they can. But every time they crawl, every time they move, it shows a very obvious movement for Red Diamonds. Who,
I mean, Fastrail's got the slow edge of the circle, right? So
yeah,
he could just creep along that ridge line, get inside the circle, potentially, maybe hold one of the other 2 teams in the north back, maybe get the odd kill here and there. Circle starts to do its damage. Ira goes down, but I think he was knocked before that anyway. Ooh, has he been spoiled? Yes, he has.
I mean, he's like, I gotta take a shot, but that's a level 3 helmet.
Robocop just sees him. See you later, kid.
Alf plays. I'll tell you what, CrowCrowd might get a second here. This could be big points for them. Mert is gonna fall. He's gonna go to the play zone. And it will be CrowCrowd in second place, just taking a couple of shots, popping them off into the skies. And the Diamonds will take themselves